We have Nic Bideau down here at the Melbourne Track Classic Olympic Trials. Nic, how do you feel the weekend went? Overall, firstly, all the results from your athletes.
Well, for my group, we had no casualties. Everyone that we thought would make it through made it through. There were some results that were a bit surprising for us, but all the people that came to the qualifying times were in the first two Australians and got selected. So yeah, so pleased. That's what you wanted in the Olympic year.
Which were you just mentioned then? There's a few surprising ones. Which ones are they?
Oh well, some of the form before we were in the race, like Ryan, that was a little bit of a surprise because he was injured last week, and but such a great competitor, he could put it together and win the race. And the women's 1500, Kayla hadn't run a race all season.
Yeah.
She ended up coming through and winning the race, and Zoe just had a little injury during the week and was a bit of doubt for a few days and got it together, but couldn't win the race.
Yeah, and so I read in the paper a bit earlier in the week that you were thinking Riser was going to take that 15, but then in the end Ryan took it fairly comfortably in the end. It just come down to just being an awesome racer, or what's going on?
He's a great racer, but it's always a bit to do with the way the race is run. Like Jeff was the guy behind Kiprop, and maybe if Ryan had been the guy behind Kiprop, it'd be different. But that's part of the racing ability, to get in the right position and have what you need to have left in the finish of the race. And Ryan certainly got that. And he was really determined, and it was one of his probably his highlights for his career so far. I know he set an Australian record and been to the World Championships and run plenty of big races, but winning an Olympic trial in the Olympic year is always a big thing.
Yeah. What do you think Jeff's capable of doing this year over the 8?
I think Jeff can run 1:43. I really do. I actually think he, what I saw this weekend, he certainly finishes better in the last 50-60 metres of an 800 than he does in the 1500.
Yeah.
In the 1500, he always seems to find it hard to maintain his stride rate, whereas in 800 he maintains it much better and comes home over the top of people much more often than he does in a 1500.
Yeah, definitely. And just last question, we saw earlier in the week on the news that you were mentioning the fact that you didn't totally agree with the way that the team's being picked at the moment, with just taking a small team. Give us a bit more info on that.
The team. There's a lot of things about the way the team's picked that I don't agree with the criteria. I think we should have an inclusive policy where the IAAF make the rules for the selection for Olympic events, and I don't see why we should come up with harder rules in Australia. It's tough to get there, and people put a lot of effort and work in this sport. So if you got the qualifying standard, you should go, and you can only win it if you're actually there. So I think we should send more people, as many people as we possibly can. And just in general, I just don't think it's a healthy way to develop the sport if you just pour all your money into the 2 or 3 really good people that you have. Because once they're gone. There's nothing behind them. I think you've just got to try and get as many people as good as you possibly can.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree. Thanks for the interview, Nic. Appreciate it.
No worries.